In this video, we're going to talk about the positive psychology of jobs and careers. As I mentioned in a previous video, some people believe that happiness is inherently selfish or maybe even sinful because they view it as hedonic. That is, happiness is about pleasure and play, which is separate from work and different from work. But positive psychology takes a different view, which is that work and play are really two sides of the same coin. That when we're happy, we're actually more productive. Here we're going to talk about what that means exactly and how it's possible for you to achieve. Your textbook describes three different orientations toward work. People with a job orientation think of their work primarily in terms of its tangible benefits. That is, they clock in each morning so that they can get a paycheck. People with a career orientation think of their work mainly as a stepping stone to fulfilling something else down the road. So maybe they value their long term career goals, but the specific day to day functions of their current job aren't very fulfilling. People with a calling orientation feel like they were born to do the job they have. They feel like their work is important, they enjoy it, they feel excited and challenged by their work. I have to say, I feel very lucky that I have a calling orientation towards my job. Here's a chart from your textbook showing the three orientations and how they differ. So on the left, we have the job orientation, which is defined by leisure being more important than work, people being motivated by money. They would not recommend the work unless it was required. They look forward to the end of each shift. They do what they're told, and they will work hard mainly for monetary incentives. Those with a career orientation might enjoy their work, but they're motivated by advancements. They might recommend it to others. They think a lot about vacations. They take initiative to impress their supervisors and work hard for possible advancements. Those with a calling orientation do enjoy their work. They're motivated by a sense of contributing. They recommend the work to others. They think about their work even when they're off the clock. They feel that doing the job well is intrinsically rewarding, and they work hard because they find the job rewarding. Some people might mistakenly believe that whether you have a job or a calling orientation is merely just about whether you have a high or low status job, and that feeling a sense of calling is only for privileged people. But positive psychology shows that is not the case. Approximately one third of people in any given job have a calling orientation, and that is consistent across socioeconomic status. So that means one third of white collar administrators and one third of blue collar custodians will report feeling a calling orientation for their work. The same is true for kindergarten teachers, county sheriffs, municipal bus drivers, financial analysts, or local librarians. Your textbook also describes job crafting, which occurs when people become the architects of their jobs, doing additional tasks, helping their coworkers, and taking initiative in doing things in more efficient ways. Take the example of hairstylists. At the basic level, their work is about washing, cutting, dyeing, curling, and styling hair. But chances are you've worked with a stylist for whom the social contract with clients is also a major aspect of their work. For many people in this profession, the opportunity to chat with others is an important element of customer service, even though it doesn't have to do with the haircut itself. Job crafters are folks who take initiative to make small changes around their office to bring their work in line with the larger vision for what they value in life. There are examples of trash collectors who see their job as the opportunity to keep neighborhoods neat and clean, social workers who advocate for their clients in a confusing government system, flight attendants who are friendly and helpful far beyond the list of activities required of them, and police officers who stop to chat with citizens on the street. Each of these is an example of a small act that can make work seem not only more meaningful, but enjoyable as well. So now we have evidence that work can sometimes make us happy. But could it also be the case that happiness makes us work? Or could both be true? This is another example of a bidirectional association. If you recall, we saw another example of this with broaden and build theory, which suggests that positive emotions broaden our attention, which allow us to build enduring resources. And that could include social and material or health related resources. At the same time, when our attention is focused on positive things in the environment, that can also make us feel happier. So in this case, we have another bidirectional association. where work appears to be a source of pleasure for people, especially with a calling orientation, and also that positive emotion produces better quality work. This can result in higher wages. Some research shows that happier people earn more money in their careers. Now, we should think critically about this correlation because it could be that the reason happier people earn more money is because their colleagues and supervisors might like them better. In other words, they just like being around happy and positive people. But there are some studies that attempt to address this by looking at the actual performance evaluations and measures of creativity. These studies show that happy people actually do perform better. Employees whose diaries included positive words and the people who scored high in measures of happiness were also scored as highly creative by other team members. Daily diaries also showed that workers are most creative on their happier days.